this is going to be part 2. I guess I haven't really made a video since like November 15th, so I feel like I have a lot to catch you guys up on. Okay, so the next thing is my surgery date, and actually the surgery went just fine. As the day progressed, I felt pretty good. I was doing fine. About 10:30 that night, the anesthesia wore off. Now by that time my mom and dad had gone home, my husband had gone home, because I was really strong and be at the hospital by myself at night. Because I had just recently had a major surgery in June. I had open heart surgery, and I was not good about the hospital at all then. I didn't want to be there by myself 1 minute. And so my husband and my sister stayed with me each night, and I was there a long time. And so I was going to be brave and not affect everyone's life with this surgery, and I was going to let my husband go home and go to sleep. I had to pretty much live on morphine that really was not helping me for the whole night. And by about 7 or 8 in the morning, which I was up all night, I got to get switched back to Dilaudid, which is what I was on in the recovery area, and that worked much better. So once I had the Dilaudid in me, I felt much better. It would wear off quick though. It would give me like an hour and a half, and then all the pain would come right back. And the pain that I'm talking about is kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of like up in your rib cage. It's not really at all of your incisions, because you know it was laparoscopic, so I have like little incisions all over my tummy, but it's more like this deep inside your chest cavity pain and this like pressure of, I guess, the gas that was inside of me. I did have pain in my shoulders and up in my neck, and maybe that was gas, and I don't really know if it was or not. Of course, my husband was, you know, coming back up to the hospital real early, and so he was there, and, you know, my mom and dad came again, and they spent the day with me, and, you know, and that day went okay. I felt like I did really well during the day. Well, then I decided I'm going to really try to, because I had to stay 2 nights. So I decided I was going to try to sleep that night. Well, my husband was getting ready to go, and it was like 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night. And I had gone to the bathroom, because by now, you know, I'm getting up and I'm going to the bathroom by myself. We're not calling a nurse or anything. And I had my IV in this hand. And it was right here on the top of my hand. And it was doing fine. And I guess I knocked it, or it did something in the bathroom. And when I came out, I told her, okay, yeah, I'm ready for my pain medicine again, because she was in the room. And so she went ahead and she started whatever, the pain medicine through the IV. She started doing them. I'm like, oh, wait, that's hurting, that's hurting. And I looked down at my hand, and there's like a big bubble. Like it had like, I guess, burst the vein or whatever. So she's like, okay, hold on, we're gonna have to put in a new IV. I'm like, okay. So then she like calls somebody, because they all carry these little phones in their pockets. And so here comes this blonde nurse that I had not seen before. And she was a little frantic. I don't know if that's just her nature, but she was just kind of, you know, kind of like all over the place. Like it was like some sort of like quick emergency that my IV needed to be switched out. And I mean, all it was just like fluids that were just, you know. Okay, so anyway, she's, you know, she's got all the equipment, and she's going to put the IV in my other hand. So she tries the top of my left hand first. And I guess she couldn't get it. So she left the little thing in there, the little IV needle, because, I don't know, because she forgot. And so she flipped this hand over, this arm, and she decided to try right here. See this lovely bruise I have right here? I don't even know. This is her second try. And so she tries here. I don't know why she would try to put an IV in the back part of my forearm. But she did, and she bruised me very badly. And so that one didn't work out. So then she tried in my wrist, and that worked. She just went shoop, and then it was in. And then she's taping me up. So then she taped this one up with the bruise, and then I kind of moved my hand. Oh, well, remember this one? Well, it had bled all over a blanket, through a pillowcase. I was just like in shock of how much blood was on top of me. It was just weird and frantic and not a great nurse. And obviously, you know, I'm really glad that, you know, I flipped my hand over. I guess I could have laid like that for a couple more minutes and bled out. I don't know. So when they did that, the IV pole, which had been living on this side of my head for the whole time I was there, because my IV was on this side, was never moved to the other side of my bed. So I didn't know, of course, hindsight, you know, but I didn't know anything about it at the moment. And so off my husband goes, you know, to go home, and, you know, now I'm by myself, and it's like 8:30, 9 o'clock by now, and I decide, okay, I'm going to sleep. And so, well, I woke up like 6 hours later, no pain medicine. They don't come in and offer you pain medicine. And I could not find that thing that you push to call the nurse. It was not anywhere to be found. And of course, I can't move this arm real well, and my IV pole is over here, so I have limited like movement. I can't get out of bed, you know, because I was able to get out of bed, but I can't because I'm kind of like hooked in, because the IV thing is behind me under the bed and going to the pole. So I'm stuck there, and I'm in so much pain. I can't even describe to you the pain. And so I didn't really know what to do. I think I started panicking, and I picked up the phone that was on my tray table, and I started pushing. It's dark. I can't even turn the light on because the light control is on that stupid box too. And I pushed some buttons, and I got to like the operator of the hospital, and I tried to remember what room I was in, and she finally got to the nurse's station. So, and honestly, that's only one of the bad things that happened that night. 2 other bad things happened, but really, I can't make these videos this long. So anyway, so that was my bad night. And finally, my mom and dad got back up to the hospital that morning, and I was fine. And I was released that day. They pulled my drain out, which wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. And once they pulled the drain out, you know, I felt even much better, because I think that was half my pain. Then once I was released, we got home probably about 8:30, 9 o'clock at night, and the first night was really rough. The second night was pretty rough too. It's just really hard to sleep and get comfortable, and I did want to sleep in my own bed, so I was determined not to sleep in a recliner, because I slept in a recliner after my heart surgery, and I just didn't want to do that again. So I was able to, you know, sleep for maybe 2 hours at a time. And then each day has gotten a little better. You know, I have to say today really is the best day that I've had. As far as what I'm eating right now, I am doing Lipton noodle soup. I started eating the noodles a couple days ago. I honestly think that made me, you know, feel a little better. I am eating, let's see, oh, I've got my protein shakes. I have like 2 or 3 different kinds now. They all are awful. Awful. I did find one this morning. Someone suggested to me on Facebook, the EAS Carb Control. It's already like a pre-mixed. Found it at the vitamin shop. And actually, that one was good. It wasn't bad. There was no smell. It was already made. I did cream of potato soup last night, which honestly might be the reason I feel good today. It might have been the most solid type food with some carbs in it that I've eaten. And other than that, I'm doing okay. I really am. I want to thank everybody for all the well wishes and everybody, you know, their little comments and little messages. It was really sweet, and it was nice to come home from the hospital and see all these little messages from everybody. And I'm sorry it took me a whole week to pull it together to make a video, but honestly, I don't think you would have wanted to hear me talk last week. I was just like, ugh, I didn't really want to do anything. The bumps in the car hurt. I don't know if anybody's ever, you know, if you've never had surgery before, that's something you should be prepared for. You should get your medication before you leave the hospital. Make sure you have pain medication on board before you leave, because the bumps in the car are a lot, and we were 50 minutes away from the hospital, so it was a very long ride home. But I hope this video helped the pre-op people, and if you're not pre-op, I just appreciate you guys watching. I love watching all of your videos.